Hey, what are we designing?
Hey, what can you see on the canvas?
I see four screens: the Hearth and Harvest homepage, reservations, customer reviews, and menu for Hearth and Harvest.
Figma is in serious trouble because Google just dropped a massive update to a tool called Stitch, and it's fundamentally changing how we build software. We aren't just designing screens anymore, we are now vibe designing. What if instead of dragging rectangles around a canvas for hours, you could just talk to your design tool? And what if that tool didn't just give you a mockup, but actually generated the production-ready React code and connected directly to your AI agents? In this video, I'm going to show you why the traditional UI designer is about to become obsolete, because we are going to build a high-ticket SaaS dashboard using zero code. And then I'm going to show you the secret MCP feature that makes this the most powerful tool of 2026. Let's go. Now, I've covered Stitch on previous videos, and version 1 wasn't bad. It could design wireframes and mockups, but it was still very clunky. And within the last few days, Google have published a massive update, truly groundbreaking. And they've got 5 major upgrades that can basically help you create, iterate, and collaborate. Now, for me, the greatest update is the AI native canvas that integrates with any AI agent. You've got access to smarter design agents that use Google's most powerful language model, which is Gemini 3.1 Pro. And best of all, you can do this via voice. So you can talk to this agent that will build the entire canvas for you. What used to take hours now takes minutes. And honestly, it's a lot of fun. And you can design instant prototypes. And I know this because I've worked for agencies that offer design skills. I've worked for agencies that built websites and built apps and SaaS tools. And the initial design prototyping phase used to take weeks because it was constant back and forth. You'd create a wireframe, a design, you send it to a client, they have to approve it, it comes back, we make changes, we send it back, and so on and so forth. It becomes basically email or communication tennis. But now you can integrate teams inside of Stitch. You can automate the design process. You can have as many iterations as you want, and you can do this instantly. And getting to the right design now takes minutes. And in the example that I just showed you, I told Stitch to create a wireframe mockup, which includes UX, UI design principles for a steak restaurant. I wanted a rustic, homely, sophisticated feel, and it's basically built this, which is the entire brand guidelines, the prototypes, the screens, the colors, everything that you normally associate with Figma that designers charge thousands of dollars for. I've done it for free, and I've literally done it in about 2 minutes. So you can see here, you've got the branding and the color palette. Now I wanted a rustic feel, so it's very brown, orange, to give you this kind of fall, autumn feel, which is everything that I asked it to do. And it's generated all these images. I haven't created any of this because remember, Google also owns Nano Banana 2, which is, in my opinion, the best text-to-image generator out there. And I've tested a few of these, but nothing beats Nano Banana. And remember, this is just a wireframe concept, so you can edit any of these elements, you can change things around. If you're not happy with text, with layouts, with padding, all of this can be changed inside a Stitch. But more importantly, you don't have to type this out. You can actually speak it into the prompt and the agent will do it for you. Okay, so let's start a new project. This time, I'm going to build a sophisticated SaaS dashboard. I'm inside of a new project. This is the canvas here. It's all very interactive. They've really polished it up. But I'm going to do this with voice. And the language model I'm using for this is a 3.0 Flash, purely because I want speed. I'm recording a video. But if you're doing this in a production software as a service solution, I would recommend testing 3.1 Pro because it's the latest, best language model, and you're going to get better results.
Hey, what are we designing today?
Hey, so I want to design a very premium looking, futuristic SaaS dashboard.
Working on it.
And so the great thing here is I just spoke into my mic here, and Stitch is going to do all this wireframing, scaffolding, the UX UI design for this dashboard for me. And you can see here that the wheels are spinning. It's actually thinking about it before it will then prototype the entire build. So the first thing is brought up is a color palette. I actually like blue because blue is very trusting, but I didn't tell it that. This is using its own reasoning, its own pattern recognitions, and everything that it knows about SaaS dashboards to build this concept for me. So now generating a screen. So let's see what it comes up with. I'm going to zoom out here so you can see all of it. And look at the canvas. It's designed the main dashboard, a detailed analytics screen, settings and configuration, and it's still building out the last screen, so let's just wait for that to finish.
It's ready. The dashboard looks killer with that dark electric blue aesthetic. What do you think?
I'm just waiting for the last screen to be generated. But yeah, I think it looks really good. I like the aesthetic. I like the colors. I think the blue look and feel is very intelligent because blue is a trusting color.
The contrast, high energy. What else can we push?
Generate the last screen, finish that off, and then I'll give you my feedback. After a couple of minutes, this is what it comes back with. And honestly, I'm really impressed. This is what the main dashboard looks like. And honestly, I really like everything that this Stitch agent has built into this. I like the fonts. I like the color scheme. This looks like a premium dashboard, something that you could sell for a few $1,000s. This is one of the infrastructure pages. Now, obviously, the actual data inside the dashboard is just mock data. It doesn't really matter because this is a wireframe, right? This is a concept that I would be selling to a client. And this is exactly what you'll be doing inside of Figma. But honestly, it looks really good. I like the look and feel of what it's built. But let's say you wanted to borrow a design template from a multi-million-dollar company. Well, Stitch is taking care of that for you because you can scrape any web URL, take that as a template, and modify your SaaS dashboard to look like this. So you click on this plus symbol here, go to website URL, paste in the URL that you like. So for this, I've just taken a dashboard of dribble.com. Here's a website URL for a popular SaaS dashboard. Scrape it and build, modify, and adjust this dashboard to use this best-selling template as a guideline. And let's see what Stitch comes back with. So you can see here that Stitch is actually looking at the HR management dashboard design that I pasted in from Dribble, and it's going to use that to modify one of the pages, which in this example is the security and infrastructure page, because that's the one that I've selected. If you wanted it to edit the entire wireframe, you just select all of these pages and get Stitch to apply the changes to this. So you can see here, it's designed a new palette based off the example that I gave it. So it's changing the fonts, the colors, the hex codes, styles, padding. And you can see that it's now generating another screen. And yeah, this is what it looks like. So it's changed the font. The font matches the actual SaaS dashboard that I pasted here. The look and feel is better, I think. It looks really premium. It looks easy to use. I think that's what most SaaS dashboards go wrong. They're too clunky, and for the most part, they're built for beginners, people who aren't familiar with technical systems, which is why I really like this layout. And it's very dynamic as well. So if I hover over this image here, you can see that it's reacting. And yeah, I'm really impressed with this. And what I love about Stitch is that even though it's editing and building stuff in the background, I can still go ahead and edit any of these screens. I can create new screens. I can create new projects. It's all running off Google's cloud. So it doesn't really affect me what I'm doing here on my Mac machine. So you're not really locked in whilst the AI is thinking, because you have the flexibility to edit, to modify, move things around, which is something that I really love. But this next feature is the absolute game changer, and this is the one that kills Figma for me. Because if you're still working with teams that demand Figma, then Stitch has you covered. Now, the old way to do this was you can select everything and just use the copy to Figma feature. But honestly, that's the old way of doing things. Let me show you how you're going to do this in 2026. So select the entire project, click on export here, and you've got all these options. You can export it to Google AI Studio. You've got Figma here, Jules, Zip. You copy to a clipboard, and you have the MCP option. And this one is amazing because what this means is that you can now connect it up to any IDE or code editor, which means Cursor, Claude Code, and my personal favorite, Anti-Gravity. And what this means for me as an Anti-Gravity user, or for anybody that's using Claude Code, is that I can connect it up through the MCP, and I can talk to the IDE, in my case, Anti-Gravity, and I can tell it, go back, look at this SaaS premium dashboard. I want you to make edits on XYZ. So at this point, I don't even need to use Stitch. It's basically a backend under the hood application that my AI agent from my machine controls. And what this means is that you're no longer the designer or the coder. You're the orchestrator, the project manager, the overseer. You can do this for any project anywhere in the world. You don't have to be sat in front of the teams. You can make these edits quickly. And with Google Gemini 3.1 Pro, you're going to get exceptional outputs. But there is one more thing I want to show you before I wrap up this video. And that's the difference of prototyping this inside of Stitch versus Figma. Because inside of Figma, you have to connect those blue noodles from screen to screen to make this into a working prototype. But Stitch's agentic logic reads everything. It knows which screens it needs, it knows the navigation, and it does it all for you in a single button click. And it's done automatically. This feature is so dramatic that Figma's stock actually dropped 9% the day Google announced this. And so the way to use the instant prototype is to select everything for this project. So I'm going to do the first one, click on export, and then you want to select instant prototype. Click on create instant prototype. And after about 20 seconds, you're going to get this, a fully prototype SaaS dashboard that honestly took me a few minutes from start to finish. It looks premium. You can always go back, edit this. Remember, this is prompting inside of a language model. So just tell it exactly what you want. If you're not happy with certain fonts, or if there's some overlapping issue with padding and fonts, or there's some content missing, you can always just take a screenshot, upload it into the prompt window, and just ask Gemini to fix it for you. Stitch takes care of everything. Now, vibe designing is great. Stitch has made it super easy. There is no barrier to entry, but how do you find clients that are willing to pay for skills like this? Let me show you. Head over to upwork.com. This is my favorite freelancer platform. I've made thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars by providing services to clients all over the world. And honestly, it's my absolute favorite place to find leads and clients. And so I've just done a basic search for Figma. And you can see there's a few jobs here. This guy wants a Figma designer with strong AI skills. So they understand that Figma could be the foundation, but they're going to want some additional AI skills on top of that because they realize what's coming down the pipeline. Their budget is $600, but they've spent over $50,000 on this platform. Here's another great job, a UX agency seeking a Figma design assistant. They're willing to pay anywhere between $15 to $35 per hour. And $15 might not seem like much on the low end, but remember, with something like Stitch and MCPs connected to Claude Code or Anti-Gravity, you can have multiple agents working on multiple projects at the same time. You're not limited to one project at a time. Stitch has made this completely scalable. This is a great opportunity because look how much they've spent on Upwork. Over $100,000, they're 4.9 out of 5. This guy ticks all the right boxes. I remember you could design this inside of Stitch and export it to Figma. You can do a lot more. I showed you what was possible in a couple of minutes, but you can make this way more complicated. And you can add more variations. You can add different styles, different color palettes, branding guidelines. You can give them multiple versions of an idea. And I'll just show you one more. This is a web designer, Figma in brackets needed for ongoing projects. So this sounds like a monthly retainer. Estimated budget is $250. I don't typically worry about that too much because for the most part, it's just a placeholder. And if you spend over $100,000 on the platform, which this client has, you can always negotiate a high fee or a fixed fee per project. So this could be just a $250 fee for the wireframe before they give you the go-ahead to build out the entire project, which, by the way, you can do inside of Anti-Gravity, Claude Code, or any of the other IDE builders. But what's great with integrating this to the MCP and Anti-Gravity with Stitch is that once this client signs it off, once the design, the wireframe has been approved, it's very easy for me to add the content if they want to integrate databases or payment gateways or other bits of content. It's very easy for me to do this inside of Anti-Gravity because Anti-Gravity is already connected to Stitch via the MCP. So the entire process is frictionless. If you aren't paying attention to vibe design, you are going to get left behind because I believe Google is going to own the future when it comes to AI because they already own some of the biggest platforms in the world. They have Google Labs, they've got Google DeepMind, and they have a war chest. They can literally throw billions of dollars at this. They have the compute with their data centers. And honestly, I'm firmly with the Google camp. If you enjoyed this video, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Watch your next tutorial on screen because I'm somebody that loves dropping AI bombs. I want to show you the best of AI, how it can improve your workflows, how it can improve your productivity, but more importantly, how you can use AI to make money because fundamentally, that's all that matters. And I firmly believe that AI might not replace you, but somebody using AI definitely will. So thank you so much if you made it this far. Before you go, say it with me, something magical is going to happen today because once you jump onto Google Stitch, start prototyping wireframes, UX, UI designs. You can also build apps inside of Stitch. And once you connect it up to a code editor like Antigravity or Claude Code using the MCP, this is going to unlock a future of unparalleled possibilities. Take care, and I'll see you when the next video drops.